Hey there bee fans, welcome to the wonderful world of alternative beekeeping, a la eco beehives. I just want to show you what I'm up to at the moment for this year. This is the warts and all version of beekeeping, where you get the good, the bad and the ugly, and that's just beekeeping. So what are we going to be doing? What I want to show you today is the small honey box and the bee escapement for the small honey box. So if you go back on my videos a few years ago, you'll see on the big honey box I used a bee escapement. So basically the idea is when you take the honey box off, you don't end up with a box full of wax and honey and bees. You just end up with a box full of wax and honey, and the bees are allowed to escape back into the main cavity. So the idea of the small honey box is you have a very weird space over here somewhere where it is dual purpose wax. In other words, in autumn it's full of honey for winter, and in spring it's then full of babies. So this is the only transitional zone where it transitions from being a space for honey and a space for brood. You don't get this in conventional beekeeping because the queen excluder will stop that happening, but it does happen in the wild naturally, and lots of really funky things happen in this space. So this is the space where you attach your small honey box, because what happens is around the brood there's always a layer of pollen and honey, and that is used to feed the brood. But what happens is if you put a space on that space, but not anywhere in that space, just in a transitional area, it takes them a while to find it, and when they fill it up with only honey, no brood. So that, and when they feed through winter, they'll feed past that, and they'll leave the honey behind, which is a weird thing that they do, but that means we can then take the honey and it won't have any impact on their ability to overwinter. Blah blah blah. Long story short, we're going to put a box over here that we can take the honey off. So your bees move in, they're in for 1 or 2 years, through 1 or 2 summers. Then you decide, right, we're going to take some honey off. So what we first do is this section here with an eco beehive comes off. With a gardener's beehive, that hadn't been perfected yet, so that door isn't there yet. So you have to then cut it and put it in, which is easy enough. I've got to do a kit for that. Anyway, so if you look back at some of my older videos, you'll see me taking off honey boxes, and they're full of bees, and it's always a mission to get the bees out the box with the honey and back in the hive. You can leave it outside the hive, but if it's warm, they'll just stay there, and anyway. So this is a much better idea, and I've been fiddling with it for a couple of years now. Like I said, if you go back, you'll see me doing it with a big honey box. Just going to check if this thing's still running.